The May numbers are in and the market is sending two very different signals at the same time. On one hand, buyers are more active than they were last year, but on the other hand, prices are still lower than they were a year ago. So if this market feels confusing, that's because it is. Across York Region, 1,165 homes sold in May, up from 1,056 last year. So that's about a 10% increase in activity. And compared to April, sales also jumped almost 13%. So we are definitely seeing more movement as we head into the summer market. But here's the part sellers need to pay attention to. Even with more sales happening, the average price across York Region is sitting at $1,180,000, down just over 6% year over year. So buyer activity is improving, but buyers are still price sensitive, selective, and negotiating hard. Now zooming in locally, Newmarket had a really strong month with 103 sales, up from 88 last year. That's about a 17% increase year over year. Aurora came in at 69 sales, up from 66 last year, so a modest increase of about 4.5%. East Gwillimbury was the outlier with only 29 sales compared to 48 last year, down almost 40%. So locally, we're seeing a very different story depending on the area. Newmarket is seeing more buyers step back in, Aurora's holding fairly steady, and East Gwillimbury is moving much slower than it was this time last year. Now, let's talk about prices. York Region's average sale price is $1,181,000, down 6.2% from last May. Locally, Aurora is sitting around $1,177,000, down about 5.9% year over year. Newmarket's at $1,058,000, down about 4.1% from last year, and East Gwillimbury is at $1,053,000, down 15% year over year. Now that's a big spread, and it tells us something important. The market isn't moving evenly. Some areas are holding up better while others are feeling more pressure, especially where affordability, buyer demand, and inventory are creating more competition for sellers. Another key number this month is new listings. Across York Region, 3,412 new listings hit the market in May. That's basically flat compared to April, but it's down 17% from last year. So we're not seeing a flood of new listing supply coming to the market as we had suspected. In fact, active listings across York Region are at 5,564, which is down about 10.7% compared to last May. That said, inventory is still high compared to the fast-moving sellers markets we saw a few years ago. And when you divide the current active listings by the pace of sales, York Region is sitting at roughly 4.8 months of inventory. Now, a quick reminder, months of inventory, or MOI, tells us how long it would take to sell all current listings if no new homes came to the market. So around 4.8 months tells us we are not in a runaway seller's market. This is still much more of a balanced market, and in some segments, even buyer focused. Locally, inventory tells us the same story. At the end of May, Aurora had 277 active listings, Newmarket 314, and East Gwillimbury 212. And across all three areas, detached homes still make up the majority of both sales and active listings. That matters because detached homes are also where affordability pressures tend to show up the most. Another thing worth watching is how many homes are selling below list price. Across York Region, 75% of homes sold below asking in May. In Newmarket, that number was even higher at 83.5%. Aurora at 72.5%. East Gwillimbury was sitting around 72.4%. Even though sales activity is up in parts of the market, sellers are still having to compete. Pricing higher and hoping for the best is not the best strategy for right now. The homes that are moving are the ones that are priced correctly, presented well, and adjust quickly if the market doesn't respond. The bottom line, the May market is not crashing, but it's also not booming. It's active but cautious. Buyers are showing up, but they're looking for value. Sellers still have opportunities, but they have to be realistic. And depending on your price point, property type, and neighborhood, your market may look very different from the headline numbers. If you'd like a full breakdown of the latest data, charts, and local insights, we put together our newest edition of the TheMarket, York Region Real Estate Report. Get the latest complimentary copy at toombs.team/themarket or reach out directly to a member of the Toombs team. We would be glad to walk you through your situation with clarity and honesty. We'll see you next month.